Hi, I'm Sam and I'm the founder of Merve. I'm continuing on this series of building an online course platform using merve.app. We started in the previous video of creating our courses and our lessons, and we talked about lesson structures and some tips and tricks on how to design a nice course and really make sure that the students are retaining their knowledge through your sort of course design. In this video, we're going to design our student site. So we do that through the theme editor on the left-hand side here. So I've already uploaded my logo for my course. As you can see, it's showing up in my little preview here, and you can sort of see how that's going to look. Um, you know, you probably want to have a sort of a more sort of bigger logo and not have much text on there, maybe just that image or something like that. But just for this experience, we're just going to roll with it. So as I'm hovering over on the course sort of progress card here, you can see that certain things are highlighting. So this is how you edit your theme. So we can select that and you can see that this is a section card. We've got background, text, border, hover, and all of the options as well are on the left hand side if you just want to go straight into, okay, I want to change my primary button color, for example. So one thing to bear in mind when you are doing this is to make sure that the contrast is right. So you want to make sure that it is readable, especially for those with visibility impairments, accessibility needs, all of that sort of stuff. So you want to make sure the contrast is strong when you're making these color changes, and we'll do that here. So an example would be, so I want to make this navigation bar, maybe not pink, we'll go for like a soft blue. So we'll go something like that. I think looks quite nice. And as you can see, we've got some issues like that's unreadable. So we want to go into the text and just make sure that it is a sort of a strong contrast there. So I think that looks great. Change our background color. So yeah, let's say that is going to be. We'll go for like a soft. Or maybe like, yeah, we'll go for something like that, like maybe a little light, or maybe we'll go into the yellows. Yeah, I think that's something like that looks good. So the backgrounds can be gradient. So if I change this to a really strong blue, as you can see, we've got a gradient here. So it starts off white and then gets bluer and bluer the further down we go. I don't want that on this particular one, so I'm just going to copy the color that I liked, and I'm going to paste it into here. So I've got a nice solid color there as a background, almost like a book page sort of background there, and all of my text is nice and readable. So if it wasn't, I could change my page text, and then which one's that? Probably in typography. Yeah, title. So that's that there. Right. So clicking on the options is a lot easier, but yeah. So if we go to the section card here, so change this background. So I want this to be, this is sort of a quite an important card, so we'll make it stand out a little bit, but we won't go too crazy, right? So maybe if I use my yellows, and we'll do like a slightly whiter one so it pops. Or maybe we'll keep it white. Yeah, and then we'll do the border. And we'll do the borders a bit of a, ooh, yeah, something fun like that. Look at that, that looks great. And then here we'll do the primary card. Oh, actually, we can go into here. So this is the sort of action buttons. So you might say primary button, but ultimately it's the sort of actions. It sort of the user experience here is you wanting to highlight anything on the page that is clickable, right? So, and that's how we can make it nice and intuitive. So if we go to here, and I want to make all of my buttons like we are in Merve. If you can't tell, I'm a fan of pinks and purples, but yeah, we'll do that. So now I'll see that, there we go. So my button's now pink, and obviously that's now pink. And it's very obvious I could click on that, and it would take me to the course. So, yep, that looks good. Happy with that. If I click on this, so I've got answer correct, answer wrong. So this also works in the quizzes as well. So when the student gets the answer right, it'll be this color, and when they get it wrong, it'll be that color. But it also changes what's shown here. So you might just want to make it, we're going with a bit of a pastel theme here. So I'll do the same thing there, and then my answer wrong will be something like that. And I think this shows a little bit further down. Yeah. So you can see here we got the answer wrong. So yeah, we're going with something like that. Again, this makes the a little bit difficult to read again. So if we just change that and actually make it a little bit darker, maybe. And then answer wrong. Yeah, something like that. So this pink on the blue on the primary card now, I was going into typography again because I've clicked on the lesson title. If we go to the primary card, background, let's try and make this contrast nice. Yeah, so we can do something like that. And then the secondary buttons, we can adjust that. So you can start to get the idea of sort of how this works. What I might do actually is, let's copy that and paste that there. So it's sort of contrasted on there. Does that affect anything else? No, it's looking good. Okay. And then the text, we will make that the same as the primary button. Maybe make that background a little bit lighter. Yeah, great. And then we can change the border of that as well. So I might make that the same. Well, actually, no, we'll copy. Yeah. So there we go. We've got our primary button and our secondary buttons all set up, and this is starting to look pretty nice now and on brand for my fictional brand building your online business course that I'm creating. So I'll just do a quick check to make sure that everything's looking right. I will change this secondary card as well. And we'll make that a little blue. Some more variety in there. So you can do a dark theme if you want. You generally want to, if you're doing a dark theme, make it all dark. Or if you're making it light, make it all light. I think it just looks a bit cleaner. So as you can see here, we've got this nice, clean, pastel-y theme that we've set up. And this is how our site will look when we go live. And I'll show you that really quickly. I'll be able to do a quick sort of login page. So if we go to, hang on, save my changes first. There we go, theme saved. Then if we go to tenant settings, domains, so this is where we've got our domain, right? So we've got byob.merve.online, so we'll copy that in here. And as you can see, our theme is now showing up here as we sort of set it. So, I'm having a look at this and, I think this looks okay. Maybe this stands out a little bit too much. It's not quite the same color. So I can go back into here, theme editor, go to our primary buttons, and maybe we make that a little bit closer to that, right? So we can simply adjust and tweak, or if you know the actual hex code, you can just copy paste it into there. But we'll try and get that closer. There we go. I think that's looking pretty close. Save that and see how it looks. Yeah, it's getting there. So as you can see, this is all sort of updating live. Yeah, this is where the students will log in and start to experience your course. Now that I've set this theme, and with the other videos that I'm going to do, you'll start to see these themes being used when we look at the student sites, the assessments, the activities, all of that sort of stuff as the student experience, and we can make sure that it's right. And if there's anything that doesn't look quite right as we go along, we'll jump back into here and make some changes and just sort of tweak it a little bit. But I think this is looking good for now, and it definitely gets us started. You can always start with a free trial if you want to jump in and you're ready and you want to start building your course and start designing how your site is going to look. Jump onto merve.app and you'll see an option there to start your free trial. It's a 14-day free trial where you can, plenty of time to start building your course and start designing. Our base tier from there is very generous as well. So once you finish with the 14-day free trial, just simply upgrade upgrade plan. You'll be able to see the tiers, and it's nice and simple and easy for you. So we've got £30 a month there, and that includes your first 10 students as well. So looking forward to seeing you in the next video, or starting your own course and having a look to see what you've created.